Welcome in, everyone. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. If you can see me. Let me know if you can hear and see me at this time. Is it working? You guys got me? You guys hear me? You hear me well? All right, cool. We are going to get some stuff set up here. Obviously, we're going to give everyone the opportunity to roll in. So you guys can see me. You can hear me. That is perfect. That is what I wanted to hear. I'm getting everything set and ready to roll at this moment. So obviously, a lot of things have happened in the last 24 hours. We have some very strange situations unfolding in Iran in just the past few hours alone, including more airstrikes on the country. We're going to break down what we know. We're going to give everyone, hold on, I'm watching the chat. We're going to give everyone an opportunity to get in here, make sure they don't miss anything. So let's give everyone a couple minutes to roll in. But combat operations against the Iranian regime continuing at this hour, at this night tonight. But this time, it appears more countries have joined the fight, and we don't actually know right now who is currently bombing Iran. That is right. We do not know. It appears the United States, either they're not taking credit for it right now, which would be very odd, but somebody has gone in and bombed Iran. And on top of that, we have reports coming out of Iran that assassinations of Iranian military and government officials are underway. So we've got bombing. We've got assassinations that are happening. So we've got a ton to discuss. We're going to break it all down, and we're going to make sure that you guys have the best possible information out there. Like I said, I'm going to give everyone the opportunity to come in before we really dive into it. So I'm filming this at 7 p.m. Eastern time here in America. And so we're going to just watch the information come in. I'm going to update you all about what we know as it comes in. I'm just getting a couple things lined up here so that we have everything ready to roll. It looks like we do. So I am always happy to see that. So as always, put some American flags in the live chat. Let me know where you're watching from today in the live chat. Let me know if you want more live streams. I want to know where you're from. What do you want to see? Let's see those American flags. Obviously, we usually just stream on Tuesday nights. We do the Tuesday Night Live Q&As, but I figured, you know what? We need to do a little bit of a Thursday night special because we have a truly unbelievable situation unfolding in Iran on our hands at this hour. So we're going to give everyone another minute and a half, and then we're going to get into it. So it looks like we got a loaded house. We got Indiana, Boston. We've got Pennsylvania, Northern Ireland, Central Illinois, Atlanta, Georgia. I'm seeing some Iran flags in the chat, the old school ones. We've got New York, Michigan, Nebraska, Knoxville, Tennessee, South Carolina. So we've got people from all over the country. We got Wisconsin, Connecticut, Oklahoma. Some people are claiming they're watching from Iran. That's pretty crazy if true. If true. So give me one moment here. I'm looking at something here. Okay. Hold on. We are watching closely as the information comes in. We're going to give everyone 30 seconds, and then we are going to get into it. So we'll start the super chats at $5 tonight. $5 we'll start the super chats at. If it gets really busy, which I think it might, we might go to 10, so get them in early. We'll start them at 5 so that everyone has an opportunity. We like to keep things cheap. We got Vegas. I'll be in Vegas in about a month, and I'm really excited for it. All right. So $5 super chat minimum. You guys know the rules. All your super chats get read at the minimum. If you got a question, there's something that you want to say, that's what it is. If it gets ultra busy, we'll raise it up. But as of right now, July 9th, I can report to everybody that combat operations against Iran have resumed. Last night into the early morning hours, so the night of July 8th into the early morning hours of July 9th, we saw significant airstrikes. About 100 targets inside of Iran were taken out. Iran then responded with salvos of ballistic missiles and drones against Kuwait, Bahrain, and most surprisingly, against Jordan. That is what led us into today, when you saw resumed strikes throughout Iran, but this time there was a little bit of a twist. Massive airstrikes started ripping through Iran at about 3 Eastern, 2 Eastern here in America, but the U.S. would not take credit for it. The Israelis would not take credit for it. Nobody publicly has taken credit for those airstrikes that tore up Iran today. So we are kind of in the dark. Now, while we're filming this, while we're doing this live stream, we might learn more. But my assumption, my guess, my educated guess, my assessment, you guys know I don't like to ever say anything with 100%. I like to assess the information we have and make a decision off that. My assessment is it is one of the Gulf countries. It could be Kuwait, could be Bahrain, could be Jordan. I think that is why nobody is taking credit for the strikes, the brutal and devastating strikes that were carried out today in Iran. Something else I want everyone to keep an eye on. The funeral stuff is over at the end of today. In fact, it might be over within an hour or two in Iran. The assessment from the U.S. intelligence community is once the funeral is over, the IRGC will start launching more and more attacks. Keep in mind, they blew up 5 ships in the Strait of Hormuz this week. That's what caused the U.S. to go in and hit hard. Now we're hearing reports of the kill list. President Trump talking again last night about the kill list, that Iran has put together a kill list of people inside the United States of America that they want to take out. Trump saying he is number 1 on the list. We do not know who else is on the list. As I've said, I do not know if I am, because they are going after media members as well, is according to the reports of what is going on. I've been told to act with extreme caution. So I'm going to throw some updates to get you guys started here. So just before going on air, the Iranian naval facility at Koranark has been bombed. We do not have footage of it at this time, but the unknown fighter jets, and again, our early assessment is that it is likely a Gulf country, went in and bombed Iran. So a major naval facility inside Iran just before going live has been crushed, has been absolutely hammered. So we have one bombing underway as of me filming this. I see your super chats coming in. Once we get through the quick updates here, I will get to all your super chats. So a naval base inside Iran has been hit incredibly, incredibly hard. Furthermore, we have explosions at this hour at Bashir. That is where one of their nuke plants is. The U.S. bombed it just the other day. In fact, they bombed it overnight. I will put video of that on the screen next. Give me a second. So we have footage that I'm going to get up for you of the aftermath of the cruise missiles. But right now we know Bashir, which is where the nuke site is, and Awaz, which is where another high-value target. They are claiming that is simply nothing more than a gas leak. But this is footage right here, which you see on your screen, is the aftermath of the cruise missiles of the nuke site. So you can see in the video the smoke and dust in the distance. I'll pause it right there. There is more This is in the same general region of it burning, but this is a different area in Bashir that was hit hard. Let's watch. So you can see it burning right there. And then we have more footage of the bombings in Bashir, which have been taking an absolute pounding, including IRGC barracks right here on your screen. So this site was hit last night and has been hit again today. Intense bombing runs are underway at this hour against these targets in Bashir. And I believe we have some more footage that I will show you. Let me see if I can find it. It's right here. Give me a second. So if we go full screen, this is the aftermath of the strikes. So significant strikes are underway. Now, we are also hearing reports that Bandar Abbas and Chabahar have also been hit tonight. This is footage. You can't really see what's going on from Visegrad 24, showing the smoke and explosions in the air in the aftermath. On top of that, we have another situation. I'm going to get this up on the screen for you, where the explosion, there was a massive explosion in Avaz, taking out a huge building, likely what is home to Iranian military and government leaders. The government of Iran, following this explosion today, just hours ago, this building got vaporized, blown up just hours ago. The government putting out a statement that it was actually not bombed, but it was a gas leak. We've talked about the gas leaks many times. The Iranians love the gas leak story. They love using that as cover. So we have explosions that are hitting across the country. And on top of that, we have an assassination. I'm going to get to the super chats after we do the assassination breakdown. So we have an assassination that is unfolded in Iran against a major Iranian IRGC official, saying Alreza Kodadadi has been killed in a targeted assassination in the Khuzestan province. So this is again tonight. We do not know who is claiming responsibility. The U.S. has not claimed responsibility. In fact, U.S. officials are saying they did not do it, that they did not conduct this. Israel is saying they also did not do it. They did not conduct it. So now we might be in a situation where we have Gulf countries going out and assassinating Iranian leaders in retaliation for their countries being bombed. And so far, we do not have an Iranian response. They are threatening a massive missile strike. But as of me filming this, the missile strike has not come. So now I'm going to get into some super chats. We got €5 from JCT Iflor. Okay, let's roll. We're rolling. We are absolutely rolling. Nothing dumber than a Democrat with just a finger pointing up. Yeah, you guys know my political views. We got Roger Bong for $10 from a Navy vet. I love the show. Let's effing go. Thank you very much. I appreciate the love. Thank you very much for your service. Trump's old ideas: seize and sell Iran's oil. The war would pay for itself. Need to starve. IRGC cut off supply lines. Air, rail, bridges. That actually is a great segue. Let me pull this up. In case you guys didn't see this, I did talk about this in a different video, but I'm going to pull it up now. And I'm going to put it on the screen for you all. While we keep that, we're going to go full screen. All right. So there was a rail line that was blown up in the early morning hours. I guess depending on where you live, it could have been around midnight here in the U.S. somewhere. But there's a rail line. What you see on your screen here, the yellow line, that is a rail line from Tehran into China that allowed the Chinese to funnel supplies into Iran. Weapons, technology, air defense systems. It allowed the Chinese to smuggle all of that into Iran. We went in last night and we said, no. You're not doing any more of that. we're blowing that line up. We are blowing that line up, and we have cut off China from Iran. Now, China can still get their equipment in, but they can't take the rail line anymore. Now they have to take airplanes. And I think if you guys give me a second, there are photos. Let me see if I can find them. There are photos that show the rail line, or there are videos, I should say. I'll put this up on the screen. This is the rail line that we blew up to make sure that they cannot get their supplies in. So when you talk about air, rail, and bridges, we have taken out the rail. So that is the rail line that was obliterated. Let me see if I can find some photos of it. We do. So this is a look at the aftermath. This is just a tiny part of it. I've seen the full photos, but this is what the whole rail line in Iran looks like pretty much. Caved in, blown apart, holes in it. We are taking away their ability to use that. Critically important. We got Antoine for $10. Say we have a moron in the chat. Who's the moron in the chat? Is there someone causing problems in the chat? Let me know, and I will deal with them, and we will get them out of here. We got Amanda Lawrence, 9052, $20. No message attached. Thank you very much. We got Eagles fan Clark. Got my E.H. Taylor poured up, ready to watch the hits. As of earlier this afternoon, we had hit 170 targets in, 2 days? That is massively impressive. You know what, Eagle fans, Clark, one of the biggest fans of the show. We appreciate the support. This is video footage. I will show it to you now. That was released by CENTCOM of the strikes. We covered this in, I believe, the morning video. I would have to go back and look. We've been insanely busy. This is footage of the CENTCOM strikes. Let's go full screen. Let's watch. So you got a launcher right there, and it is gone. Launcher is out. More direct impacts. That looked like a drone launcher. Hitting more targets with direct hits. Now, I'm going to pause this here. Do you guys know what this stuff is? This is an airfield, and they have put this stuff on the on the runways to stop U.S., whether it be helicopters, planes, whatever it might be. Iran believes an invasion is imminent. Iran believes whether it's U.S. Special Forces or it's the 82nd Airborne or whatever it is, they think we are coming for the uranium. They're very confident we are going to do that. So they are dropping these barricades on their runways to stop us from doing that. Well, we're going to go ahead and blow those up. Right there. Boom. Absolutely destroyed. That looked like a helicopter. And then multiple explosions. And that is a drone launcher right there. And here we are taking out more of the barricades. You see it flipping up in the air. So we right now are hammering them wherever we can find them. We are going to continue at this hour. Now, I'm going to put this up on the screen next. A massive attack internally in Iran has unfolded. 2 armed individuals went in and shot up tonight during the funeral, went in and shot up the IRGC and Basij checkpoints, killing multiple IRGC and Basij members. These shooters are still on the run. The Iranians are trying to hunt them down. We've talked about this many times. People in Iran are slowly but surely starting to rise up. They're slowly but surely starting to take up arms against the Iranian regime. They are shooting at the checkpoints. The Kurds are going after the IRGC. So we have a major internal attack that has unfolded, resulting in multiple dead IRGC and besieged forces. So something we will continue to monitor at this time. All right, we got some more super chats to get to. We got Gordon Sisk for $10. Thank you very much. Don't really think the Iranians would accept Kurd Americans or Israelis to rule them, even though any leadership is better than what they have now. Do we have a faction that will take over? Well, that's the million-dollar question. I got to adjust my chair. The Americans, Trump, they claim that we do have someone in mind, that we do have a group that we think can run the country safely and is not a terrorist regime. We don't know who that is, though. The public has not been told who it is. There are a lot of people in Iran, who 90% of them who hate the regime and just want to live a normal life, just want to have their freedom, just want to go about living their life like we do here in America or wherever you might live in the world if you have freedom watching here today. So they would look for the moderates. They would look for the engineers. They'd look for the scientists. They'd look for the well-educated from the moderate communities to go ahead and lead whatever would be coming next. But of course, that is the tricky part of this ball game, is we don't know and we cannot control beyond a shadow of a doubt what that is going to look like. So hold on. I got some information coming in here that I'm checking over at this time. So great question. I don't have a great answer. We got more super chats, and then I'm going to show you some comments from Trump, more comments about the kill list. Do you think we're going to finish the job this time, or do you think Trump's going to go soft? $5 from Red Eye. I hope Trump finishes the job. We need Trump to finish the job. We can't leave the IRGC, a wounded IRGC, in control. We need to go in and knock these guys out. And you've seen that. We're pounding them. We're dropping bombs all over the place. We're going to, at a minimum, I guarantee you, Trump is going to get the Strait of Hormuz open because we don't have a choice. We cannot let the Iranians bomb ships and tank the global markets. It just cannot be tolerated. We got, so to answer your question, I think at a minimum, we will do whatever military operation is necessary to control and secure the Strait of Hormuz. After that, what we choose to do next in terms of how far we want to go, that is very much up in the air. What is happening with the Kurdish Alliance, the Balashtian Liberation Army, the Immortal Guard rebels, and the Arkesh Iran National Army, not IRGC terrorists? Well, we know the Kurds are fighting. We know the Kurds have done ambushes. They've also taken casualties. We know the Kurds have lost their own people in this fight. The problem is getting these groups to all coordinate. The Artesh. So for those of you who don't know, there's two militaries in Iran. And I've talked about this many times. But if you're new, number one, if you're just joining us, please like the video. We got 8,000 people watching. Let's see 8,000 likes on the video. That is the only way we can get the truth out there. And make sure you are subscribed to the video, to the channel, to help us grow, to get the truth out there. The Artesh is what would be their standard military. They're not super ideological. They're just, a regular military. But then you have the IRGC, which gets all the funding, gets all the weapons, gets all of the advanced training. They are ideological. They're the most extreme people in the country, and they're more powerful now than they ever have been before. The Artesh has launched drone attacks in this war, but very limited. We have not targeted the Artesh leadership for assassination. Why have we not done that? We haven't done that because in one plan, one of the ideas we've had is that the Artesh can serve as the ground force. Now, do I believe that's a highly realistic plan? I personally am skeptical. I think some of the Artesh members would certainly go along with it. The IRGC obviously is not, but the IRGC is more well-armed. They've got the weapons. They're bloodthirsty. They're violent criminals. They're dangerous. They're radicals. So getting these groups to coordinate together with each other, that is the $100 billion question. So we know the Kurds are fighting. You have other resistance factions that have done ambushes and things like that. They need to figure out a way to get them coordinated so that they can all fight as one. And if they do that, the government of Iran does not have a chance. So we got Kyle Schumann gifted 1 David Hookstead membership. I do have a membership program. You can find that linked in the description box of the video. All right, we got a $5 super sticker from Jimmy McDonald. Thank you very much. You need mods, and I would be happy to help. Roger Bong, I am a mod on other channels. If you guys see someone, and I might have to take you up on that offer, feel free to reach out, guys. On Instagram, David_Hookstead, XD Hookstead. My DMs are wide open. If you're interested in helping, let me know. Okay, we got Sean Elf. Keep up the amazing work, brothers. I have to sneak your videos into work since I'm behind the wire at a prison. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for keeping the bad guys under lock and key. Marcus Spinder for $5. Best reporting on conflict. Keep it up. Thank you very much. Super sticker, $5. Joel Patricia. All right. I'm going to get to the super chats coming up here, but I want to show you these guys, these comments from President Donald Trump talking about the kill list, confirming the kill list is real, which I told you, I was the first one in the media to tell people about the kill list. A lot of people were skeptical, but I'm going to put this up. Trump talked about it on Air Force One on his ride back to the United States. There's some weird stuff going on. Let me get it ready for you. I got to get it up on the screen. Trump has now said on multiple occasions he thinks it's possible the Iranians will take him out. We know the kill list exists. We do not know who's on it, but Trump talking about, so for those of you who might not have seen, they switched Air Force Ones when they were leaving Turkey. They actually brought the old Air Force One in, and they loaded Trump in on that, and then they took him out, and the new one flew ahead. They haven't officially said why they did it. The belief is that the defense systems on the old Air Force One are actually better. And they, on top of that, had all the reporters and everyone on the plane close their windows on takeoff, which is not something they do on Air Force One. I know a lot of people who've been on Air Force One. They've never seen anything like that. Turkey is in range of Iran's missiles. So they were very clearly concerned about security, but let's watch Trump's comments.
Let them see the base. The whole base came out and saw the plane, and then we landed.
Do you know why they had us close our window blinds? That was not usual.
Well, yeah, because you're, probably on a dangerous flight because of the sleazebags that we have to deal with.
So you think that Iran was possibly thinking of trying?
Well, I mean, if they asked you to close your windows, probably they feel that way. They didn't ask me to close mine, but if they did, I would have done it. These are sick people, so I could see something like that. I didn't know they did that, but I could see something like that.
Were you aware of any credible threat by Iran against Air Force One?
Well, I have a threat all the time. I'm number one on their list before you. But if I go, you go, right?
But was there a specific
so perhaps someday you want to change professions. What do you have, Daniel?
So right there, Trump talking about the kill list and how he is number one on it. So again, we don't know who's all on the list. Trump now has talked about the list existing 3 different times. So obviously it is a very real thing. I don't know if I'm on it. I certainly hope not. That would not be good. Now, we also have this. We have this. I'm going to put this up on the screen for you. Now, this is going to get a little loud. I'm going to warn you ahead of time. This is footage from overnight of Iranian ballistic missiles flying through the sky at targets throughout the Middle East. Let's go ahead and watch. Again, it's going to be loud. All right, so that was footage of Iranian missiles. And then right here, more Iranian missiles racing towards Jordan. You can see in the sky the smoke trails of the Iranian missiles. And then we have somewhere, let me go ahead and find it. We have the footage of the air defenses roaring to shoot them down. I'm going to play that for you right now. So those are the interceptors going up to engage the Iranian ballistic missiles. And here is an extended look at that over Jordan. Right there, you can see a Patriot missile racing through the sky to defend our planes on the ground from being hit from incoming Iranian ballistic missiles. So we're in a crazy time right now. I'm going to do a poll. I can't believe I forgot to do a poll. We'll do this. Is Iran on its last leg? While you guys are answering the poll, I'm going to get to some more super chats. Antoine or Antonio, I don't know how you pronounce that, says, sorry, no moron in the chat. Just say it like an announcement. It is funny. We have a moron in the chat. We have a moron in the chat. Are you making fun of me when I repeat, like, we have missiles in the air? We have missiles in the air. I don't want to do that. I don't know if you're going to clip this. I don't know who's going to clip this and do something with it. I appreciate the $10. I'm not sure I really understand the joke. But thank you very much. I know it's good spirited and you're just having fun. The U.S. needs to bring maximum pressure to Iran's leadership. I agree with you 100%. We should take them out. If we can take them out, take them out. That's the best option. If we can get them and be done with it. But unfortunately, some have managed to survive. We were on Flight Tracker the other night watching planes evacuate to the bunker areas of Iran. And that actually leads me to a good question to see what we've got. So we have a couple planes. I'll put this up on the screen for you. So at this moment, we have an Iranian government plane coming in from China. So right here, remember, we blew up their rail line. So we blew up their rail line, and now the Chinese are racing planes in. You can see right on your screen, right here. I'll zoom in on it. This is an Iranian plane that rushed to China and now is making a return. It is one of 3 airborne. There's a plane coming in from Istanbul. And then we have this one coming from, is it also coming from Turkey? No, Azerbaijan. This is the plane everyone needs to worry about. I'm going to go just this one so that you guys can see it. So right there, falls off radar, reappears. It appears to be making a run for it to Tehran. What is it carrying? We simply do not know. But after we blew up the rail line, it took them no time at all to figure out a way to get planes back in to Iran. So we might have a problem in the chat. I'm looking. All right. We got $5 from Stephen Beck. We don't have a message. Thank you very much. Could USA work with Lloyd's of London to guarantee passengers in the Strait could make a profit? Shippers are afraid to pass with no insurance. $5, Bill Kennedy. It's a great question. It's a great question. It's not just the insurance. That's a large part of it, right? Because who's going to insure ships that keep getting blown up out of the water, right? No one's going to insure anything that's a guaranteed loss. It's just not going to happen. But the problem is, even if they're insured and they get blown up and bombed and all that stuff, what crew on the ship wants to put their lives at risk for that? That doesn't make, it's a terrifying situation is what it is. It's absolutely horrifying. So I don't know if the insurance, Lloyd's of London, if that would be enough. You would need the U.S. Navy to have complete control and domination of the Strait of Hormuz before I think you would start seeing ships go back to what they were before. And as long as Iran can fire from the coastlines, they're going to keep firing at ships. There's just no way around it. It's a good idea, but you got to have the insurance and you got to have the guarantee they're not going to get blown up and people aren't going to be killed or seriously hurt, right? All right, we got Kevin Stanwitz back with $5. Why not U.S. airdrop weapons to the Artesh with paratroopers, Green Beret Special Forces advisors, airstrike coordinators, and air cover? Same for the Kurds. That's not a terrible idea. It's actually a good idea. But that is the slow drip of how things begin. Like, let's say we drop in 100 Green Berets, we drop in a dozen ODAs, whatever it might be, and shit goes wrong. They end up getting killed. Some of them get killed. Then the choice is made, we're going to deploy more ground troops, conventional forces. I think President Trump is delaying sending ground troops until we go for the uranium. And then you're going to see the likes of Delta Force, SEAL Team 6, Air Force CCTs, Air Force PJs. You're going to do the biochem nuke, is it BCN, chemical nuclear. You're going to see those guys go in. I don't think it's a sexy Green Beret mission for an internal defense, but it's too hot and it's too unstable. Like when we went into Afghanistan, we had complete control very, very fast. In the 5th Special Forces Group, went in, did amazing work while Delta Force was in Tora Bora, putting warheads on foreheads to get bin Laden. I don't think we're in a position right now where that is a plausible option. If we continue to get the leadership of Iran terrified and on their back foot, then maybe it could be, but I don't think it is right now. We got Jeffrey Taylor back. New member. Thank you very much. I'm hearing Arab countries are striking Iran and some IRGC leadership were killed at the funeral. Yes, we talked about that. So you might be joining us a little bit late. I'll put this up on the screen for you. Yes, we talked about this. So there was a shooting at the funeral. 2 unknown gunmen believed to be armed with AK-47s ambushed IRGC and besieged forces. At least 6 have been killed. And on top of that, yes, an unknown country at this hour has unleashed bombs on Iran. We do not know as of right now who did it. So I want to be clear about that. We don't have an answer. We don't know. But yes, an unknown country, likely a Gulf country, is striking Iran. Honestly, the news about the kill list is not interesting. $5 from Olaf the Magnificent. We already know who's on it. It's not a secret. I appreciate your work. Well, thank you very much. I think it is interesting because what is going to happen if one of these people ends up getting killed? If one of the people, because remember, they're working with the Mexican drug cartels, and people think that's crazy. The Iranian regime, through Hezbollah, has long laundered money for Mexican and South American drug cartels. They have deep, deep, deep ties. It's not really talked about. China is the same way. China has the same ties. All of our enemies have ties to the drug cartels. Why? Because they push poison into this country to kill Americans. So if they pay a drug cartel to take a shot, now they're not going to get Trump. No way. They're not going to get Vance. They're not going to get Rubio. They're not going to get Hegseth. That's why they're putting media people on the list, because you could get people in the media. You could get people who push for this. So they know they can't get the top people. So they might decide we're going to find the people that promoted this and we're going to take them out. And that's where things, to me, get very scary. Waykiss won $5. I see you changed out one of your helmets behind you. I did. I got a nice camo one. This is a real football helmet. Look at that. What do you guys think? Let me know in the live chat. What do you think of the helmet? What do you think of the camo design? This literally just showed up today. I'd put it on, but I don't think anyone wants to see that. But yeah, this is a real, you can smack it around. It's got the padding inside. This is the real deal. You could take a hell of a hit in this thing. All right. Let me know in the live chat what you think about the camo helmet. The problem is Joshua 9065. Let me know if I can find him. What's he doing? Let me know what he's doing. and I'll see if I can find him, and I'll get him out of here. I don't see him in the chat. Maybe he left. But if I find him, I will get him out of here. Thank you for giving me the heads up. So if you guys know, yeah, I got my Red Dawn DVD right next to it. Great coverage. Thanks, Soul21. Thank you very much. We got Jew American. Is it always Wagyu? I always butcher the name for that. I always butcher that. I want to get it right. Let me check. Yeah, Wagyu. So I think I did get it right. Gifted 5 memberships. Thank you very much. Back with $50. Thank you very much for the $50 super chat. That is absolutely huge. Huge super chat. Starve for Truth. A small nuke, full surrender, Hiroshima, Nagasaki. They don't learn any other way. Sad but true. We've talked about this before. I don't think we're going to see a nuke get used because it would then give the Russians and the North Koreans and the Chinese the precedent to do the exact same thing. If we nuke Iran, which right now does not have a nuke, they're trying to get one, but they do not have one yet. If we nuke them, what do you think Russia's going to do in Ukraine? They're going to say, hey, America just used a nuke in Iran. The nuke taboo's broken. It's violated. We're now going to start using tactical nukes in Ukraine to win this war. China is just going to drop a nuke on Taiwan. North Korea could drop a nuke on Japan, South Korea. I don't want to see nukes get used. I think nukes should be a last resort, a World War III last resort. But, you know, if the fact of the matter is that if they have them, if Iran has them, they're going to use them. That is just the brutal truth. I wish it wasn't that way, but that is the truth, which is why we're fighting this war right now to stop that from happening, right? We don't want that to happen. We're not cheering for that to happen. We want the good guys to win, and we're Americans, so we are the good guys. I see a lot of new viewers in. If you haven't already liked the video and you haven't already subscribed to the page, please do, so we can get the truth out to as many people as possible. All right, Raqqa Fire Fan, $5. They should make another one of those public announcements telling all citizens to evacuate Tehran immediately. Perhaps this will scare the leadership. Do you guys remember when Trump did that? Do you guys remember when that happened? Trump said, everyone get out of Iran. He said, everyone get out of Tehran. They were fleeing. It was traffic jams for miles and miles of people trying to get out of Tehran as fast as they could. Now, obviously, we didn't end up blowing up Tehran, or all of it. There were strikes in Tehran for sure. But yeah, I mean, we do things the right way. When we were in Iraq, we warned the civilian population in cities before we went in because we don't want innocent people to die. We're the opposite of the IRGC. We're the opposite of the Islamic regime. We're the opposite of the bad guys. We target military targets. And if we have to go into a highly populated area, we warn everyone ahead of time. We drop leaflets. We put out announcements. We let everyone know so that they have a chance to get to safety before the bombs show up. So yeah, if we're going to go into Tehran, I think everyone would support giving a warning. It is the right thing to do. And I think that we will do that if we have to. All right, we got some more super chats. Mr. Self 6815, just an FYI, Bears are kicking the Lions' butts this year. Good luck with that. I'm a Lions fan through and through. Hopefully we're better than we were last year. We shall see. We got Dusty Guns for $10. Thank you very much. Wes Downer gifted 5 memberships. Take them up on it. Get the membership. Every penny that comes into the show goes back into the show. I said this the other day. I had a bill for the software we were running this on in one day that was several $100s that I had to pay to do this. And I do it because I love it. I do it because this is the most fun thing I do every day. but it's not cheap. It is expensive to do. And that's why the super chats are amazing. You guys are awesome helping me out. So the membership goes directly back into that. It's a supporter of the show, helps us do that. All right. PMPAUTO or PMP Auto 5055, $10. Thank you very much. Joel Patria 8648 for $5. It appeared Trump was wearing body armor while in Turkey, very stiff and bulky. Further, what's the Turks have to say about the Kurds? Well, the Turks hate the Kurds. The Turks absolutely despise the Kurds. They hate them. So that's what the Turks would love to watch the Iranian government, just like they watch the Syrian government fight the Kurds and crush them. They hate the Kurds. Trump, I mean, I think it's reported. I believe it's out in the public. There is very serious reasons to believe Trump wears body armor pretty much anytime he's out in public. I don't think he doesn't wear plates. He's not trying to stop, that, but he definitely wears soft Kevlar, no question about it. Post, I believe, the Butler assassination attempt. Ever since then, he has worn body armor for obvious reasons. Turkey, not exactly the most safe place in the world, so it would make sense for him to want to do that and protect himself. All right. So that appears to be the last super chat for now. So keep them coming. And let me see here in the poll. So 62% of you are voting that Iran is on its last leg. 62% are voting that Iran is on its last leg. I'll end that poll. We'll do a fun one. We'll get your thoughts on Trump wearing the body armor. Do you think Trump wears body armor? So we got a new poll out. We got 9,000 people watching the show tonight. Thank you very much. We got $10 from 780 Corner Pocket. Thank you very much for sending that. All right, I'm going to check for updates, see what we got coming in. Stick with me, hold tight. Hold tight while we look to see what we got coming in. What strike footage. So we do have this. So in case you guys want to know how long the operation is going to go for, this is via Axios, saying America is preparing for what could be a multi-day or a multi-week exchange of fire with Iran over the Strait of Hormuz, with a U.S. official cited as saying, we are going to slap them around a bit so they understand we are not effing around. So the plan right now is the combat operations against Iran will not be ending in the near future. The new operation to open everything up is expected to last for a significant period of time. And that's what it should be. We got to win. If you're going to fight a war, you got to fight to win. And we need to fight to win. And that means we need to do this by any means necessary. We should bomb them around the clock if that's what's needed. If that's what it's going to take to win, then that, quite frankly, is what we need to do. Now, here, the Israelis, Mossad, posting in Farsi, saying, today we proudly witnessed the funeral of the Ayatollah of massacres, a man responsible for the largest slaughter of his own innocent people, a war criminal whose own beloved son did not even attend the ceremony to receive his body on his way to hell, with this photo showing Ali Khamenei on his way to the depths of hell to spend eternity after all of the horrific things he did. So 82% of you are voting you think Trump wears body armor. I think he does too. But on this, I'm actually going to ask you guys a serious question. Do you think The new supreme leader is dead. So the new supreme leader, whose son, Moshaba, the son of Khamenei, did not go to the funeral. There were reports initially that he was killed in the opening minutes of the war. Then they came out and said, no, he's actually alive, but he's badly injured. Nobody has seen him. He has not released a video. He has not released an audio recording. He has not released any proof of life to show that he is alive. That has led a lot of speculation that he is actually dead. And I want to know what you guys think. Do you think he is alive, or do you think the new supreme leader, Moshaba, is dead? 82% of you are voting you think he is dead. I agree, and I'll tell you why. There's no incentive for the IRGC to announce to the world if he is dead. If he is dead, they can pretend he's alive, tell everyone he's injured, hiding in a bunker somewhere, and then they can do whatever they want with his fake stamp of approval. And it looks like it's coming from the supreme leader, but it's actually coming from the IRGC. So I think there's a very good chance he is actually dead. We got Wes Downer for $5. You need custom emojis. You know what? I actually probably do. I wonder, how do you... So I have to design the custom emojis myself? I'll have to do that sometime. I should. You guys would like that? If you guys like it, I'll do it. We got $5 from Gary Panetti. Thank you, David, for all your time and effort to keep us updated on the latest details. Thank you very much for the super chat. As I say, guys, I get to do this because it's by far the most fun thing I get to do. I spend a lot of time researching, learning what's going on to make sure you guys have the best information and that you guys know what is going on out there and that you are ahead of everybody else when it comes to the news and what is happening. So I appreciate that. I appreciate the super chat. And this is the highlight. Filming the videos is always the highlight of every day, but I only get to do it because you guys are here. If it weren't for you guys, I wouldn't be able to do it. So you guys are just as big a part of this as I am. We got I don't even know what that screen name is. I apologize. I think we're pushing Iran to get a nuke. Look at what we did to Liberia. We left it in a worse condition. You mean Libya. We left it in a worse condition after we got Gaddafi out of there. Yeah, Libya was a disaster. Was a total disaster. And that was a mistake. Maybe not getting, they could have handled, if they'd handled it properly when it happened, maybe it wouldn't have gone so badly. But the way it was handled after Gaddafi was gone, horrible. Could not have been handled worse. That's on Obama and Hillary. And obviously we all know what happened in Benghazi, although I would say the full true story of what happened in Benghazi has certainly never been told in full. And those of you who've been following me for a long time know that I'm fascinated in that topic. And, maybe someday it will be. That day is not going to be today. All right, Wendell Herndon for $5. No message. Thank you very much. We got Inspirational Hopscotch joining. Thank you very much. Joining a member, becoming a new member of the channel. For everyone who's just joining in, again, please make sure you like the video and please make sure you are subscribed to the page, as it is a huge, huge help to get the truth out there. We got TC Chambers for $5. I took a screenshot from the funeral of a guy in a wheelchair and a military uniform on. Any AI I use tells me it's Moshaba. The guy looks rough. Moshaba would never be in a military uniform, though. The supreme leader never wears a military uniform. The supreme leader only, and the mullahs, the clerics, they only wear that robe, tunic, or whatever it is. They would never, ever be in a military uniform for any reason, ever. Once they're at that position, it would be viewed as them almost giving up the power that they have to be in a military uniform. If you have the photo, send it to me on Instagram. I would love to see it. We got Rockafire. Some theories claim Moshaba might be chilling in Putin's crib, eating borscht and pelmeni. there were reports, that is true. There were reports that he was in Russia. I don't know if he was or wasn't. It was never proven one way or the other, but there were reports beyond a shadow of a doubt. The reports were there. And we just never found out whether or not he actually was on or in Russia receiving medical treatment. $5 from the Patton Squad. Do you think Tyler Robinson is Charlie's assassin? I do believe Tyler Robinson is responsible, and I do believe Tyler Robinson took the shot that killed Charlie Kirk. I believe he did. Now, I think there's a lot of other stuff going on that needs to be explained. I think that the biggest questions are the ones that aren't even being asked, and that is, how did this kid, who was he talking to? How did he get radicalized? What were these internet chat groups he was in? Was he talking to people from other countries? Who was convincing him to do this stuff? Right? I think he took the shot. I think he physically pulled the trigger without a shadow of a doubt. But I also think that this is, quite frankly, the evidence against him is quite overwhelming. Give me 1 second here. All right. Some people are asking for Dusty. Should we? So 83% of you are voting. You think the Supreme Leader is dead. So I'll end that poll, and then I'll ask, do you guys think? Give me a second. Is it time for Dusty? What do you guys think? Who do you think killed Charlie Kirk? Do you guys think it was Tyler Robinson? Do you think he took the shot? Let me know. All right, hang on 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm looking. We'll see what you guys are voting if it's time for Dusty. 20% of you are voting no. 81% are voting yes. All right, we got Dust in the Wind for $5. Thank you very much, Dust in the Wind. I'll see if I can bring Dusty in here right now. Let me see. He's out on the couch with my wife. We'll bring him in. Just give me 1 quick second. I'm looking. I am looking. Here he comes. No, don't. He's going to. Hold on 1 second. I got to go grab him. All right, Dusty. What do you have to say to the fans tonight? What do you have to say to the fans? Isn't he cute? He's 14 years old. Can you believe this dog is 14 years old? Dusty. Oh, yeah. Lean into the mic if you want to say something. Oh, he's getting camera shy now. He's trying to hide behind me. Oh, okay. You want to go back out? You want to go back to sleep? Dusty's the official mascot of the show. We'll let him go. Oh, there he goes. He's off. He's off to the races. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm trying to line something up here. We got Newsbren 1. I don't even know what ARS currency is or how it translates to America, but we'll read it anyways. All this go forward, go backwards is because Iran has a nuke. There's no other explanation to, for example, let them control the Strait of Hormuz. There is a lot of people who think they already have them, and they told the U.S. they have them. They did tell our negotiating team they were going to build 11 of them. I believe it was 11 or 10 of them that they were going to build. So I don't know if they already have them. I would need to see a lot of proof of that. But of course, anything is possible. I think they're right there. What I do believe is I think they're right there on the edge. I think they could have one literally within a week. If they chose to enrich all the way, they could have one in a week for sure. If anyone knows what ARS currency is, let me know. Is that Argentina? We got Dust in the Wind for $5. Thank you very much. William Steins, without question, we've maintained human resources on the ground for a long time. Nothing beats these intel resources. I'm a retired Air Force dude. Keep going, man. $10. Without question, you're 100% right, William. We maintain a vast network in a lot of countries. For intel. Signals intelligence is amazing. That's when you intercept signals and all that fun stuff. That is amazing. But having people on the ground, human intelligence, is unbeatable when paired with the signals intelligence. So we've got people on the ground. The Israelis got people on the ground. Saudi intelligence probably has people on the ground. We got a lot of people on the ground. All right, we got Gimmon Trading. I watch your videos every day. This channel's earned my trust in a time where everything has to be vetted. Thank you for always keeping it real. W's for Dusty. Yeah, let's see some W's in the chat. Did I miss? I'm being told I missed a different. Hold on. I'm getting messages in right now on my phone. Hold on. I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. Give me 1 second. Everyone hang tight. All right. Let's see some W's for Dusty in the chat. We've got Dylan is in the house. Here's $5 to help cover the next picture at Wing Wednesday. Don't forget to like the stream, everyone. It costs nothing, but means absolutely everything. Thank you very much, Dylan. Dylan is I don't know what we should or shouldn't divulge, but a Wing Wednesday. So that's actually an event I'm not at liberty to really discuss in great depth, but there is an event that occurs Wednesday every time in DC, where people get together from different sectors of the media, the government, and it is a mostly guys event. And we discuss things that we can't discuss here because we're not going to put anyone at risks, security concerns. There's just some secrets that don't need to see the light of day. So thank you very much, Dylan. I appreciate it a lot. Let's see some W's in the chat for Dusty and for the boys. We will put that $5 to good use. All right, we got God's Wade for $10. Thank you very much. We got Half-Ass Homestead. It's 0.0067 or 0.0067 US dollars per ARS pesos. Well, I'm guessing he didn't meet the $5 minimum, but you know what? I didn't know that. It's not going to hurt anyone. So no big deal. No big deal, right? Rock a Fire fan for $10. I don't understand how the Iranians don't turn on each other every time some idiot makes the decision to launch one rockets that results in apocalyptic destruction. I wonder if they blame each other yet. Well, they don't blame each other because in their mind, they're an apocalyptic regime. They have something called the Mosaic doctrine, which is they all break up from each other. They all go in their own separate ways, and then they have orders they carry out on their own. The IRGC is willing to burn the whole thing to the ground. The IRGC is willing to take it all down. They do not care. Now, we are starting to get word trickling in that there is fear that the Iranians are going to try to take out Trump. Hold on. We are hearing reports that the Israelis have briefed Trump, saying the Israelis shared new intelligence with the U.S. about a new Iranian plot to assassinate President Donald Trump. So we are now hearing more reports. This doesn't come as a surprise to anybody, of course. This is what I think many of us have expected and known for a very, very, very long time. The nature of the regime and beast that we are dealing with here. So a new report coming in that the Israeli intelligence services have shared intel with the U.S. that there will be an attempt to take him out. Now, fortunately, Trump has Secret Service. He is well protected, even though there have been some major mistakes in the past. Let's hope those mistakes are not repeated. All right, Starve for Truth for $10. To get dust, we have to put boots on the ground. We will lose mass amounts of our soldiers. We will run out of interceptors. We do not have unlimited capacity to build more now or never. Well, that a lot of what you said is true. We need to ramp up production of our arms. We need to go, because remember, Iran is what we're dealing with now. But the real ball game is China. And we are closer to a conflict with China than people want to admit. We are much closer to a conflict with China than people want to admit. And we're going to need those interceptors. We're going to need the Tomahawks. We're going to need all of that. And we better make sure, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that we have those stockpiles. So we need to ramp up production. We need to scale up production as quickly as we can. As for boots on the ground, they can, well, I need to be careful. If they go for the uranium is at Esfahan. They will put assets in the air, and I'm not saying anything that is not, I think, common sense or has not already been reported. They will essentially draw a box in the air around Esfahan. They'll have bombers up there. They'll have drones, helicopters, and they will blow up everything that gets anywhere near that site while the teams are on the ground doing what they need to do. You would need probably a couple hundred people. And then you'd have to build likely a FARP, which is a forward aerial refueling point, unless you were just going to blow the uranium in place, which would cause all other sorts of problems. So I don't think you would need thousands. If the goal is just get the uranium at Esfahan and take it out or destroy it in place, you would need a shitload of air power. You would need Air Force combat controllers, and then you would need the Tier 1 operators to go in and deal with that. And that would take hours. I mean, it could take a day. And that those planes overhead would be responsible for, making sure they build a kill box, for lack of a better term. They put a kill box around Esfahan, and anything that got near it would get blown up. The Iranians aren't stupid. They have spent significant time reinforcing and blockading Esfahan, so that even if we land troops, getting there is going to be incredibly, incredibly difficult. So I think you're right on a lot of it. Now, we do have some more strike footage here. I'm going to put this up on the screen for you. Give me 1 second. So this is footage out of the first waves of attacks. This was the overnight attacks in Golahosky and Golistan province. Let's watch. So that is a look at some of the strike footage coming from Vahid. Now we have more here. So these were footages of missiles. These are missiles in the air. And then right here, This is the aerospace facility. You can see it burning right there. This is the destruction from the wave of overnight strikes. I mean, look at that. Look at the amount of damage that has been done there. But while we're on that topic, I'm going to pull this up. I got two things I want to show you here, but I need to find it. All right. This is footage. We did lose an MQ-9 Reaper drone over Iran. This is footage of that going down. Let's watch. So right there, that is a Reaper drone that has been destroyed. Let's watch the explosion again. Boom. That is a U.S. Reaper drone taken down during the air assault against Iran. And then what's really interesting is this was today. This is an Iranian F-5 armed with the AIM 9P Sidewinder missiles over Mashhad, where the funeral was. So they were scrambling combat air patrols. This is a domestically produced Iranian fighter jet, thus proving that they have some jets left inside of Iran. I know everyone has said their air force is completely gone. It's completely gone. That is, most of it is gone. They still have some planes left, as you can see here from the screen. Sorry, I hesitated. We got new information coming in at this hour, and I am looking to see what it is. All right, we're going to get to some more super chats. We got Michael Clayton. Much appreciation to you from East Tennessee. Have been watching for a long time. Buy Dusty a treat on me. Do you think Iran will bomb its neighbors soon? We are literally in a holding pattern right now, waiting to see what the Iranian response will be to the latest strikes. If they don't respond at all, that's going to be then it's going to be proven it's over, and that they have lost the ability. They've lost the ability to do anything that they want to do. So we are waiting. I think they will fire at some point tonight, but it might not be till midnight here in America. All right, we got Tisley Panda. Semper Fi to all the brothers and sisters out there and here. Everyone needs to subscribe for the best news coverage on the internet right now. Hands down, best from 10 viewers to now 8+K. Respect. We got a flex emoji. We got a salute emoji. Thank you very much. And like I said, I love doing this with you guys. You guys are amazing. You guys are absolutely incredible. If you're a veteran right now, let me know in the chat. If you're in the Army, if you're in the military, in any branch, if you had a family member who served, let me know in the chat. Let's see a lot of American flags in the chat, and let's use all veteran here. We've got BRICS News. Kim Jong-un orders North Korea to strengthen and increase its nuke forces. I've made videos about this. Made one not that long ago. North Korea is flying under the radar right now because everyone's so focused on Iran and Russia and Ukraine and a little bit on China. Nobody's really paying attention to North Korea. North Korea is building a lot of stuff right now. They're building nuke launched from Navy destroyers. They just built they want a blue water Navy. Why? I don't know. It doesn't really make sense, but they do. And they've now built nuclear missiles that can be fired from them. They are building new ICBMs. They are building new submarines that can launch nukes. They are committed to doing whatever it takes to be a nuclear superpower. They don't care about the economics. They want enough warheads to where they can survive anything, and they are rapidly building them out. So that news report does not surprise me. All right, we got Reagan Reese. David, who do you like better for 2028? Vance or Rubio? You have to pick. I'm paying for this. Also, P.S., does Dusty do play dates? Well, that's a great question. While we're doing that, I will give you an answer. I promise I will answer, but we're going to do I'm going to get everything. We're going to get the audience in on it as well. So I'm going to do this. Give me 1 second, Reagan. I appreciate it. Reagan Reese, a famous DC reporter, a White House reporter, one of the best reporters in all of news. Do you want Vance or Rubio in 2028? We'll go Rubio up top. We'll go Vance on the bottom. Me personally, I'd be happy with either of them. I would personally, in this moment, I personally think Rubio is who I would endorse. If I had to make a formal endorsement, which I'm not doing, so no one clip this and be like, David Hookstead just endorsed Marco Rubio for president in 2028. That's not what I'm doing. If I had to, at gunpoint or something, endorse one of them today, I would pick Rubio. I think that he's a little more seasoned. I probably align with him on our foreign policy views a little bit more. And nothing against Vance. I like Vance. I think Vance would be a fine, competent president. But you better believe that the people, a lot of people like Rubio. I like Rubio. I've had dinner with Rubio before, as I've talked about on the show. Can't really talk about what was discussed at it. It was a private dinner. That was back in 2019. But I will tell you, some of the stuff we talked about ended up coming very, very, very true in terms of a certain dictator that got snatched in the middle of the night. Dusty, does Dusty do play dates? So to answer your part one, I would say Rubio right now. That's who I would lean towards. Let's see what the audience is saying. The audience is saying 73% want Rubio. So Rubio is dominating the David Hookstead Show poll. Is overwhelming support for Rubio, blowing out Vance 73 to 27%. Does Dusty do play dates? We can try. Something tells me you might have access to a very good dog of your own. We won't spill any of the beans here on the internet, but maybe. He's an old man, though. Old men don't like change. He's a lone cowboy. All right, if war with China, thank you very much, Reagan, for the $5. If war with China was to kick off, where would it start? It would start in the South China Sea, over Taiwan. Here's what... Sorry, I just was getting... There was signals coming in. I had to confirm something real quick. You hit them with the thumbs up. We make sure communication lines are open and that we don't have the IRGC showing up in the middle of the night looking for me. We're taking our security here very seriously. If it would start with Taiwan, but it's not going to look like a regular invasion. China is not going to invade Taiwan by sending 300 Navy destroyers across the strait. What they're actually going to do, and I will talk in broad generalities, they're going to use commercial shipping vessels or Navy ships disguised as shipping vessels loaded up with armor and men. That's going to be the opening wave, and they're going to time that with airstrikes. So it's going to look like a bunch of commercial shipping vessels, and the question is, who's going to sink them, and what happens if you're wrong? They're going to try to land those troops, then they're going to bring in the paratroopers, then they're going to bring in their heavy bombers and things of that nature. So it will start over Taiwan, and it's going to be who can get air superiority first, who can inflict the most casualties first, and who can punch the other one in the mouth hard enough first between the U.S. and China. I think you'll see Japan fight with us. I think you're going to see Taiwan obviously will fight. You might see South Korea. You will probably see Australia. So it'll be the U.S., Taiwan, Japan, and Australia for sure. And shout out to the Australians. I love the Australians. And then maybe South Korea. That one's more up in the air. But it will start over Taiwan. Why are we not using bombers at this time? Also, if other Mid-Eastern allies are attacking, would it not be best to do for a coordinated effort of maximum result? Love the show, and Dusty is always fun to see. Give me 1 second, then I'll answer your question. Give me 1 second. Also, if you guys want to see something cool, I got an Edmund Fitzgerald pouch carrier. Pretty neat. Got it from Decky. It's like $30. Love it. But anyways, that's off topic. I love the Edmund Fitzgerald. I'm from Wisconsin. We all love the Edmund Fitzgerald. The You don't really need bombers if you're just doing the coastline areas, because the F-18 and the F-22s and the F-35s, they can carry all the ordnance you need. The A-10 can too. What you need the bombers for is hitting the missile cities, the stuff that is deep, 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 deep underground. That's what you need the heavy bombers for. And I'm sure our allies did coordinate with us. But what I'm curious about, nobody is taking credit for the strikes tonight. There was massive strikes. Huge strikes are underway. And nobody is taking credit for it at this time. And it looks like it was a Gulf country. And I'd be curious to know why they're not taking credit, because you know Iran is going to retaliate. And they're not going to care where it came from. They're just going to bomb everybody. So I will be very curious to see, but I'm sure they coordinated with us. They would never, no Middle Eastern country would dare launch an attack without the United States of America being notified and doing it in coordination with. All right, we got $10. Gen Excellence. Why is the U.S. allowing planes to come in and out of Iran from China instead of knocking them out of the air or other some form of defense? What are your thoughts? It's very tricky. It is very tricky, especially if the planes are disguised as cargo planes and their radar is set to that, their call sign set to that. We accidentally in the 80s shot down an Iranian passenger jet, and it was an Iranian passenger jet. It was a horrific incident, a terrible tragedy. And so if we find planes that we know are military planes, we will shoot them down. But what they're doing is they're using commercial planes. They're using commercial passenger jets that have been modified but look like passenger jets, right? On the outside, their call signs, the registration, their papers, all that stuff. But the seats have been ripped out, and what are they actually moving? They're moving weapons. But you better believe they got some planes with people on them, and they're hoping like hell we shoot one of those down. And then they can make us look like monsters. Same reason we didn't blow up the Russian planes that brought in the missiles that shot down our F-15, or the Chinese, wherever that shoulder-fired rocket came from. All right, Rocket Fire fan for $5. If Iran successfully completes their 86 mission on, I don't even want to read that because I could get in trouble. I could get in trouble on YouTube. You guys can read it on the screen. Should we summon the atoms? I talked about this on Tuesday night. If any country were to take out the leader of the United States of America, no matter who the president is, wouldn't matter one bit. We will use a nuke. 1,000%. If a foreign country takes out the leader of the United States of America, we will, without a shadow of a doubt, use a nuke in response. And we would be more than justified in doing so. We would be more than justified. So yes, I 1,000% think it would be. I'm not saying it would happen for sure, but I am saying 1,000% it would be considered, and it very easily could happen. Sorry, I'm getting more stuff coming in on my phone. I'm constantly getting updates for you all to make sure you guys have the best news. David, this is Mr. Michael Scott. I assume that's from The Office. David is the best news on YouTube with the hat. My mom actually made me this hat. And so I will let her know that you said that. She'll like it. I don't know if she sells them, but if she does, I can let you guys know, and you guys can get an American flag hat, and maybe you can get a Dusty the Dog t-shirt. But my mom made me this. My mom is a great woman. She runs a charity dinner or charity lunch every Christmas for people who are struggling and can't afford a Christmas meal or don't want to be alone. They feed hundreds and hundreds of people every year. She's a great person, and she made the hat. And thank you very much for watching the coverage. It means a lot when you guys say that you love it. It really means a lot. Well, we got another one from TR2661, $5. Thank you for the excellent coverage. Well, again, I appreciate you guys watching. It means the world to me. Why isn't anyone doing anything about Zohran Mamdani? He's trying to turn New York into Iran. Yet we got a problem with communists in this country. Let me rant for a little bit. We got a problem with communists in this country. They just won a bunch of elections. You can either be an American patriot who loves the red, white, and blue, or you can be a communist. You cannot be both. It is a zero-sum game. You're either an American freedom-loving patriot or you're a communist. I'm a patriot. The fact you're watching this means you're a patriot. And we have got to stop. In fact, we're going to do a new poll right now. Hold on. Give me 1 second. We've got almost 8,000 people watching this. Again, like the video. We don't even have 8,000 likes on the video yet, even though we have that many people watching. So make sure you're liking the video. You are either someone who loves this country, loves this flag. You tear up when you watch the movie Miracle about the 1980 Winter Olympic gold medal game when a bunch of scrappy young Americans beat those commie bastards. We watched them when they beat Canada this year, the men and the women. I had tears in my eyes, 8 a.m. or whatever it was, 8:30 a.m., watching Jack Hughes score the golden goal in overtime to beat the Canadians, and I'm tearing up and I'm running around my home screaming with so much joy. You're either that, an American patriot, or you're a soulless commie son of a bitch. You cannot be both. And the fact you're watching this show tells me that you are with me. 98% of you so far have voted you're a patriot. Who are the people voting they're a communist? You are on the wrong channel. Why do I keep the movie Red Dawn over my shoulder? 1, it's a great movie. 2, it is a constant reminder of the communist threat and how it should be treated. Communists must be defeated. They must be exposed. They must be crushed at every turn. Our civilized Western society does not work with communism. It works with capitalism, freedom, liberty, patriotism. My grandfather, who's born into extreme poverty in the Great Depression, into the kind of poverty that doesn't even exist anymore in America, died in a totally different place economically, built himself a small empire. You think that happens in North Korea? You think that happens in Cuba? No, it doesn't. So I don't want to see any of these mostly young people who got their head shoved so far up into the clouds, they don't know what reality is, voting for communists, talking about how great communism is. Screw them. We beat them in 1980. The Canadians are the Canadian government's damn near communist. We beat them this year to win the gold. This is a communist-free zone. You are a communist and you enter this no-fly zone, you're getting shot down. That's just the way it is. Obviously, I'm not advocating for violence. It's a phrase. It's metaphorical. But we must defeat the commies at any turn. At any turn. So we will not let the commies win. So after 622 votes, 96% of you voted that you are a patriot. I love to see it. So I agree with you. The commies are a huge, huge problem. All right, Jimmy McGonnell, $5. Do you think it will get to the point where a draft will happen in the U.S.? Well, here's a fun fact for you. 70% of draft-eligible males in the United States of America are too out of shape to be even draft eligible. They cannot be drafted because they are that out of shape. So I don't think we will. I don't think it'll be necessary. Even in the event of a war with China, I don't think it'll happen. Now, I could be wrong. Let me preface that by saying I could be wrong by 100%, but no, I don't think it will happen. And having an all-volunteer army means the people who are there actually want to be there, and that is a huge plus in and of itself. Now, we got some more footage of the strikes. This was from the huge wave. Keep your chats coming in. This was from the huge wave in Shabar. Let's watch. Shabahar. So massive blast.
صداش میاد بسم الله صدا میاد. زد 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 زد. داره میزنه.
So you can actually, in that video, hear the fighter jets that are dropping the bombs. And it's just crazy. And this is the control tower, actually, at Chabahar. Just completely burned out and exploded. Well, that's a hell of a nice pickup truck for someone in Iran. Look at that pickup truck. I didn't know they had pickup trucks like that in Iran. It's a very nice pickup truck. All right, I'm going to check for updates here. See what we got. See what we got coming in. See if we have any updates. So there are some other comments from Trump that I want you guys to watch. I got to find them, though. Give me one quick second. Let me put this on the screen. This is Trump talking about how every time Iran fires, we will hit them much, much harder.
They hit a couple of ships, and so we hit them much harder. When they hit, we hit 10 times harder. You know, we hit much harder than they do. We have a lot better equipment than they do. We may even, somebody asked before, do you think you'll hit them tonight? I said, we might. Yeah, we might. But when they hit, we hit. You know, it's what we use their language. We speak their language. No, I don't think so. I think anything that happens is going to be over very quickly, and we'll only make it safer, including for oil. Oil is going to be very free, very easy, and it's going to happen very fast. We have the Hormuz Strait. The boats have pulled out. I mean, there's a gusher of oil right now. We have a lot of oil, and no, anything that happens is going to happen very fast. We're not looking for long term. Okay.
And then right here, some more comments from Trump. Let me make sure I can find them. So this is where he's talking about how we might take Karg Island. I've got to pull it up here. All right, so I'm going to jump up. This is President Trump talking about how we might take Karg Island. I'll be right back. Let's watch Trump's comments about taking Karg Island possibly. Until I get back.
Say that's terrible military strategy. He just said he's going to that. Yeah, because they deserve it.
President Trump, what is the effectiveness of last night's attack? What message does that send to what's left of your life?
Which attack are you talking about?
The attack that you guys had on Iran last night. The strikes last night?
Oh, I think it has a tremendous impact. Well, first of all, we took out additional, they were trying to rebuild their radar, and they had about 60% built. Now they have to start all over again. Look, we're not attacking at the highest level. The highest level are the bridges, which we can knock down. I would say in one day we knocked down every single bridge in Iran. There's not a thing they can do about it. Their electric manufacturing facilities, right? Their electric plants where they make their electricity in there. We will, if we have to, we'll take them out. I don't want to do that, but if we have to, we'll take them out. They have desalinization plants. We'll take them out if we have to. I hate to do that. That's probably the one I would like not to do least. We attacked Karg Island last night. We knocked out a piece. I said, don't touch the oil, because maybe we'll take over Karg Island. We may take over Karg Island. There's not a thing they can do about it. But I said, don't hit the pipes. Just hit everything else. And they hit it. They may hit it again tonight. So, as per your question, normally I'm not that way, but they really deserve it, because they're saying they want to make a deal, but they don't. They asked for a timeout. They wanted to go to the funeral of Khomeini, and I said, give it to them. And they start shooting missiles. I mean, it was a crazy thing. Now, we did kill him, So I guess you have to look at it that way. But the funeral took place, and they wanted to have a period of time, and they also asked that we not kill them. And we said, we're not going to kill you. They were worried we'd kill them during the funeral. I mean, if you can believe it, what a crazy. Did you ever think I'd be doing this for a living, Marco? Did anybody ever think I'm doing, maybe Pete, but this wasn't supposed to be for me. Pete loved this stuff from day one. But they said to us, please don't kill us during the funeral. I said, I won't. And we didn't do anything. In fact, we made it safe for them, actually. And what happens? They try and knock out two ships, the Saudi and I guess Kuwait, right? Kuwaiti? Oh no, Qatari. In addition, really three. So you had three of them. And they're just, I don't know. I just don't know with them. A lot of people say they're very dishonorable people and they can't keep a deal. So we'll see. Now, as to whether or not Steve Witkoff, Jared, and Jay.
All right, so that's enough of that. I'll pull it off the screen. So President Trump there did talk about how we might take Karg Island. So I want to know, in the poll I just put up, do you want to see us take Karg Island? Yes or no? 88% of you are voting you do want to see us take Karg Island. For those of you who don't know where Karg Island is, I'll show it to you on a map. It's the most important oil export area in Iran. Let me get it up there for you. It's this little island right here. So if we zoom in, if you look right there, this is where 95% of Iran's oil moves from. They load the tankers up here. See where my cursor is on your screen? They load the tankers up there. They got all these oil reserves right here. If we go to this part of the island, this is the airstrip that they use to get in and out. We cratered that airstrip in the opening days of the war, but whoever controls this island controls all of Iran's economy. So let's see what you guys are voting. 89% of you want to see us take Karg Island. There's overwhelming majority support. 89%. Most Americans, 89% of Americans can't agree on much, but you guys are voting in large numbers to take Karg Island. So that's the big next debate about what is going to happen. Take the oil, take every drop of oil is what some people are saying. So you do want to see us take the island. All right, we got a new member. M. Alexander 6602 became a new member on the show. Thank you very much. We got Jack in for $20. Thank you very much for the $20. Great job. We need a total regime change, or this is kicking the can down the road. Save the civilians, Semper Fi. Yeah, if we don't knock them out, we'll just be doing this. That's the problem. If we don't knock them out, if we don't punch them in the mouth and get rid of them for good, we're going to be doing this every 6 to 9 months because we'll stop, they'll rebuild, they'll slaughter a bunch of their own people, which they're excellent at doing. They're horrific. The IRGC and the Besiege are horrific, evil, sadistic people. They are going to just continue to kill their own people, rebuild all their defenses like they did after the 12-day war and Operation Midnight Hammer, rebuild their missiles. We'll do it again, and it's just rinse, wash, and repeat. And I agree with you 100%. Like, we need finality. We need a conclusion to this story. And we need to win to make sure they can never, ever, ever do this again. And the way we do that is by hitting them hard and hitting them so that they can never terrorize the world again, so that they never have a nuke, and so that they don't slaughter their own people. So that is, you're 100% correct. You are 100% correct on all points. All right. I'm checking for updates as they're coming in. Checking for updates, seeing what we got. Seeing what is coming in. What are we doing in the poll? So we got 88% of you want to see us take Karg Island. By the way, I just real quick off track. I did tweet. I got frustrated with some of the idiotic Charlie Kirk conspiracy theories. And again, I'm an open-minded guy. I think there are legitimate questions that need to be answered. But I finally started snapping on people on X today. All these morons who don't know shit about ballistics, don't know shit about rifles, talking about C4 explosives inside of a microphone, talking about hidden tunnels. It's just like, what fantasy world are you people living in? I'm not saying you people. You guys are the smartest people on all of YouTube. I'm talking about, we got yoga instructors out here who now are explosives experts. We got the pizza delivery boy who's ballistics experts. It's just mind-numbing to me how out of control this situation has become. It's just crazy to me. Now people are getting spicy with me in the comments. Well, that's okay as long as you keep it respectful. As long as you keep it respectful, I'm willing to have a debate with you. But if you're talking about secret C4, do these people understand how plastic explosives work? Do they understand what is required to detonate plastic explosives? The process that occurs? It's not overly complicated. I'm definitely not going to talk about it on YouTube because the video will get removed. Anyone who knows how that works knows they didn't stuff C4 in a fucking microphone and then blew them up with it. Give me a break. And before you all come over and are like, and again, not you people, the critics, the peanut gallery, before they're all like, well, what do you know? Have you ever blown anything up with C4? Well, I've blown stuff up before. Didn't use C4 to be quite honest with you. And I would never lie and pretend like I did because I haven't. So I did this crazy thing where I called people and I texted people who had for decades done that stuff, and they laughed in my face at the stupidity of these idiotic conspiracy theories. So the Charlie Kirk stuff has sent me over an edge, and I am sick and tired of it. Like I said, I am open to hearing theories. Your theories better at least be based in some level of evidence and facts. Because if they're not, I'm just not gonna listen to them. I can't take it. Oops, hold on, hit the wrong button. All right, we got $5 from M. Alexander. Just joined after watching since beginning of the war in Iran. Appreciate your work. God bless America. America all the way. We are America all the way on this channel. Thank you very much for being a fan of the show. Thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate it a lot. And now we got the whole live chat is weighing in on the Charlie Kirk. Seems like most of you believe Tyler Robinson is guilty as sin. And to be clear, the microphone he was holding wasn't even near his body. It was sitting in his lap when he got shot. He had lowered it. He was holding it down. He was listening to someone talk. Wasn't even near his neck. So again, it's these pesky little things we like to call facts and evidence. And again, I do believe there's more going on here that we have not been told the full story of, and I think it will come out. But these crackpot conspiracy theories are so crazy to me. I did the oil plats in Iraq. We got $10 from Dusty Guns. I did the oil plats in Iraq 100%. This is about petro. So you're saying the war is about Iran's oil. I actually think there's some truth to that. I think that we don't want it going to China, which is the number one importer of Iran's oil, because we know there is an inevitable conflict. We know there's an inevitable conflict coming with China. So it's you're living with your head in the sand if you think oil does not play a role in foreign conflicts. Trump came out and said it when we took Maduro. In fact, let me see if I can find that video. Trump, to his credit, was the first president ever when we got Maduro to straight up just say, yeah, guess what? We're taking the oil. It's ours now. We own it. It's our oil. And there's not anything anyone can do about it. Let me see if I can find that video. That press conference was so unbelievably badass. Let me see if I can find the oil. Again, to Trump's credit, he was... Let me... What was his exact... we're going to keep it. Hang on one second. Hold on. I think I got it. I apologize. I'm sorry. I think we got it right here. Hang tight. This is where I think he says it.
Yes.
Speaking of Venezuela, oil, what are we going to do with the oil that we have?
Going to do with what?
The oil that has been seized. The United States seized 1.9 million barrels of oil on December 10th.
We're going to keep it. We're keeping.
Where's it? Are we going to sell it or put it in the strategic?
Maybe we'll sell it. Maybe we'll keep it. Maybe we'll use it in the strategic reserves. We're keeping it. We're keeping the ships also. Yep.
Yeah, that is the most honest I think a president has ever been about what role oil plays in conflict. We went down to Venezuela, snatched Maduro in the middle of the night, killed his entire Cuban security detail, and then Trump goes on national television. It was like, we're keeping the oil. It's our oil now. We're keeping the oil. It's ours. There's nothing they can do about it, and that's just the way it is. And if they don't like it, oh well. I mean, I don't care if you love Trump or hate Trump. That was one of the most badass things a president has ever said. And it's not even, I mean, I don't know how anyone could even disagree with it. So that is my views on that. It looks like we got some more super chats. All right, we got Francis Flores for $5. No message. Thank you very much for the $5. We've got Christopher Kanoski, became a member of the channel. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. We appreciate everyone who's joining as a member of the channel. I'm looking to see if we got any updates coming in. Give me a second. We're going to check the latest round of updates. Hold on. Hang tight. Let's see what we got. Oh, this is interesting. I'm going to put this up on the screen for you. This comes from Aviation, Naval Assets, Air Assets. That is an MQ-25 Stingray drone on the Nimitz. That's a highly, highly advanced drone. One of the most advanced in the world. It is one of our newest drones, and it has now been photographed. This is the technology the enemy simply does not have. This is the technology the enemy could not dream of having. We've got stuff they don't even have the engineering capability and understanding to even envision building what the United States can build. That's the difference between us and them. That's the difference between the good guys and the bad guys. All right, what do we got going on in the chat? What are we talking about in the chat right now? By the way, keep giving suggestions. Keep giving suggestions of who you want to see me interview. Maybe we'll bring some people. Maybe I'll run it back with Brent Tucker. I think Brent's actually live streaming right now. If there's someone you want to see me interview, let me know. Shoot me a live chat with a super chat with their name. Alexander Carlson, David, who do you support in the coming Wisconsin governor election? I'm seeing all these Tom Tiffany ads as a conservative, but can't tell yet if he's legit or Rhino. Any thoughts? I haven't lived in Wisconsin in well over a decade, and I don't vote in Wisconsin. I vote where I live now. I generally vote. Well, not generally. I vote who's conservative, who's the pro-freedom candidate, who's the pro-liberty candidate. I will tell you that what most people don't understand about Wisconsin, they think it's like a purple state. It's really not. It is a rather red state, but the two big cities, Milwaukee and Madison, are deep, deep, deep purple. Deep, deep, deep blue, and there's enough people that live there that they control the whole state. So I would vote, if I was in Wisconsin, I'd vote for whoever was going to stop that. Whoever was going to stop those people from being in power, that's who I'd be voting for. Even if it wasn't a perfect candidate, people do not understand how crazy liberals are in Wisconsin. They're every bit as crazy as the ones in California, but they get away with masking it because Wisconsin's like a rural farming state. I would vote against that every day of the week and twice on Saturday, for sure. All right. I know Eagles fan Clark didn't hit the $5 minimum, but he's a great fan of the show. So I got to read it. The MQ-25 is a stealth area refueler drone. Yep, that is correct. That is correct. I believe it can carry what? Isn't it like 14,000? Well, maybe it's not even public, but it's a ridiculous. I think it carries a ridiculous amount of fuel that it can refuel in the air, stealthy. And 16,000 pounds. 16,000 pounds of fuel is what it carries. Brant here. Oh, you must be a Brent Tucker fan. Brent's a good dude. Israel dropped hints today at a graduation that highly suggests these attacks tonight are on them. Oh, did they? I didn't see that. If you have a link to that, shoot me that on social media, on Twitter or Instagram. You can see it at the bottom of the screen. And I will look into that for sure. All right, let's see what we got for other updates coming in as we follow what is going on at this hour. Because I'm hearing reports that it's the other Gulf states. But again, we don't know. That's what makes this so interesting, is we simply do not know at this hour who is responsible for these attacks. All right, I'm going to go to Flight Tracker now. We do have 2 planes airborne in Iran. Let me put it on the screen for you. So we have an unknown plane that is fleeing Tehran. And we've got this one. This is the one we need to be focusing on. This plane is flying very low. It is flying very low, and it appears there's no information on it. It appears to be making a run from Tehran. Yes, it is making a run from Tehran. It has not filed flight plans or where it is going. Could be evacuating. We don't know. It's an Iranian plane that took off from Tehran, and it is headed somewhere. We had another super chat. Me, Patchy, Cuba and Venezuela either belong to the USA or China will take them, as it's been happening for decades. Doing a half-ass job will not cut it this time. I agree with you 100%. Listen, guys, we are a global superpower. We are the global superpower. We're the greatest country in the world. And we cannot let our enemies have a foothold in our backyard, whether it be Venezuela or Cuba. If you're in our backyard, we want friendly relations with you. We want to have a good relationship with you. But here's what we're not going to do. We're not going to let you work with the Chinese. We're not going to let you work with the Russians. We're not going to let you work with the Iranians. And if you can't accept that, we will take you out. We will find leaders to run your countries who can accept that. And we took Venezuela. We sent the Cuban bodyguards back in shoeboxes. And we are now telling the Cuban government, listen up, pal. We're running the show. This is our country. This is our hemisphere. This is our world. And we will take what we want to guarantee that our enemies cannot get it. And if that means we need to use military force from time to time, then guess what? That's what we're going to be doing. So for ladies and gentlemen, just join us. We have a mysterious plane leaving Tehran to an unknown location, flying at an extremely low altitude, appearing to try to get out of the country or possibly to a new location before. So we got Benjamin Davidson. Hookstead, I watch all your updates. You do a great job, man. Keep it up. We appreciate you, USA. Thank you very much, Benjamin. I love that. Love that. Thank you for watching. It means a lot. You guys are the reason we're able to do this. Thank you for the super chat. As a former longtime homicide detective, the evidence in the case of the Charlie Kirk murder and the evidence is overwhelming to convict. I agree. They've got DNA evidence. They've got confessions. This moron was so stupid he put it in text messages. He wrote a note confessing it. They interviewed the guy he was living with, and we're not even allowed to discuss the details of that relationship on YouTube or this video will get taken down. He confessed to his parents. He might as well have gotten a megaphone and confessed it to the whole city. So again, I have an open mind. I really do. But your theories had better be at least based in believable evidence or facts to some degree. So thank you for the super chat. 16,000 pounds of JP5 fuel is 2,300 gallons. 1 gallon of JPI fuel. JP5 is 6.8 pounds. Badass drone from Wendy Horn. It is a badass drone. Okay, hold on. The plane. It is a badass drone. I agree with you. But America makes badass stuff. Interview Rob DeSantis. I would interview, well, I think you meant Ron DeSantis. I would interview him for sure. Again, guys, let me know who you want me to interview. I'm watching the live chat. Let me know. All right, the plane is taking a southbound turn. It was headed westbound, and it took a sharp southbound turn. It could be heading for the bunkers. It could be heading for the bunkers. We do not know at this time. That is a weird flight pattern to go westbound and then take a sharp southbound turn. Very, very, very strange. So we will continue to monitor that. All right, we are watching this plane. It is racing southbound near Eslashar. These are there's mountain regions here. There's another airport here. Is it literally just flying from airport to airport? Trying to get it out of potential strikes? The way of potential strikes? All right, we are checking in real time here as we follow this plane. Again, we do not know where this plane is going. It does not have a filed flight plan. We do not know who is on the plane. We do not know who is on this plane. It now appears that it is passing the airport southbound, likely for the mountain regions. Very, very interesting situation we're watching play out in real time here. As yet again, another mysterious flight is airborne. And it looks like we have one that might be getting ready to go here. So I will pull that down for this moment. What a crazy time to be alive. What an absolutely crazy time to be alive. I will continue to watch this plane, but we don't need to have it up on the screen the whole time. I'm going to check for the latest updates as we have them to see what is going on. We're looking to see what is rolling through at this time. This plane, okay, I'm going to put it back on the screen actually. This plane is flying a unbelievably bizarre flight pattern. Almost like, so it's westbound, it's southbound, now it's turning even a little bit more off an angle. I think it's headed for this mountain area right here. I would bet this is where it's coming to. They're going to the mountains. It appears they are going to the mountains. We saw this yesterday, or on Tuesday, sorry, with the planes popping in and out of radar. People are asking, whose plane is it? It is an Iranian plane with no filed flight plan, it appears, or no known destination. We do not know who's on it, and we do not know where it is going. Is someone talking shit in the comments right now? Who's causing a problem? Who's this Ronald guy? If there's someone causing problems, you let me know, and they'll be gone in a heartbeat. So here we go. Now it's starting to turn slightly again. I think it's headed for the mountains. I think it is headed for the mountains. It is on a straight line path to Kashan. And you know what's at Kashan? A little nuke site called Fordo that we dropped 12 GBU-57s on during Operation Midnight Hammer. But there's bunkers around there too. There's Natanz right here. So we are locked in. Keep your super chats coming. Man, oh man. We are watching this in real time. I'm going to do a poll. Is the plane heading to a mountain bunker? Get active in the poll. So I'm looking for a guy named Ronald in the chat, apparently. Guy wants to talk tough? You want to talk? Let's see what he's got to say. Yes, it appears, okay, hold tight. It appears this plane is headed for the bunker. The fact that it has no filed flight plan and we do not know where it is going. And we do not know who is on it. And it is heading for one of the bunker regions by multiple nuke sites. It appears like it might have stopped moving. We don't have any movement. The plane is not moving. It's gone. It's gone. They flipped their radar off. They're making a run for it. They're making a run for it. They're making a run for it. I think my bunker prediction is going to turn out to be accurate. The plane is gone. Yes, it is gone. Absolutely insane situation. So the plane disappeared right after I said I think it's making a run for the bunker. I want to see your theories in the live chat. Where do you think the plane went? It stopped moving and then disappeared from radar. Let me see your theories in the chat. The plane is gone. The plane has fallen off radar. We do not know where it is. So they have gone dark, headed in the direction of Fordo and Natanz, the bunker areas right down here. So we've got Natanz. Let me pull the map up. So you've got Fordo right here, one bunker region. And if we zoom out, Natanz should be... Let me zoom out a little bit. Natanz should be somewhere right down here where I'm circling with my cursor. And Esfahan is right here. So an unknown plane, for those of you just joining us, an unknown plane was headed for the region of Fordo and Natanz and Esfahan, 3 different nuke sites, and has fallen off of radar. We are watching this in real time. I repeat, we are watching this in real time. Natanz should be right around here. I might be a little too far south. But for those of you just joining us, a plane that had no destination, we do not know who was on the plane, disappeared. Right there. There's Natanz on the map. Right there. This mountain area. Absolutely insane situation. It appears it has purposely flipped off its radar tracking and has made a run for it, possibly to the bunkers. We are watching a situation unfold in real time. Crazy. Absolute insanity. So 85% of you have voted. You think it is headed for the bunkers. It is bound for the bunkers, which means they must think strikes are coming in at any moment in time. All right. We are also now hearing that the Iranians have put out a $100 million bounty on Trump's head. So this kill list situation should be taken incredibly seriously. I'm sure our military can still see the plane. They are purposely hiding from the rest of the world, but we know where the plane's going. We're still tracking it. And like I said, we watch that play out in real time. $5 if we have such air superior in the skies. How are we not there to blow them out of the sky? Doubt any family vacations going on there. I covered this a little bit earlier in the show. They will use some aircrafts with civilians loaded up on them in hopes that we do shoot them down. So we're being very, very careful with how we approach things because we do not want that situation to unfold at all. Absolutely wild situation happening before our eyes as yet another mysterious plane has fallen off of radar. But we do have aerial refueling tankers right here. U.S. refueling tankers are in the air, which means our fighter jets, our boys in those fighters, are up in the air as well. So our boys in the fighters, they are up there getting the job done, making sure we stay in the fight at this hour as we all wait to see when the next round of strikes and when Iran's retaliation could come. So there's a tanker, a U.S. tanker in the air. I think we have some more. Do we have any more tankers? That's not one. So I'll pull this down off the screen as of now. I got to stretch. My back's getting tight. We've been at this for over 2 hours. Stamina is important in life. And when you're excited, you got adrenaline. Stamina comes easy. So right now, I think, guys, we might have to call it. The sun is coming up in Iran, which means for at least this moment. Hold on. Hang tight. It is back on radar. It is slipped back up on radar. We have found it. It is headed right for the mountains. It is headed right for the mountains. It is pinging again on radar. Bound for the mountains. We got Eddie Baker for $5. I'm done with this cat and mouse crap, to be polite. I agree 100%. $5 from Captain Gordon Myers. Thank you very much. It's gone. It briefly reappeared on radar and is now gone. It disappeared, bound in for the mountains. This is another one, but that was coming from Turkey, so that's probably a civilian. The one that had no flight plan at all was bound for the bunkers, in the direction of the bunkers in the mountains, and it is now gone. I would hope there's one Hellfire carrying drone near Kashan. I would hope so too, although they just shot down one of our drones yesterday. This area right here on the map is essentially the nuke stronghold. They got Esfahan, they got Fordo, they got Natanz. They put them all in the mountain here, and that is where the plane was headed when it disappeared. So as you can see, other than one plane, the skies of Iran are clear at this moment. And again, we are watching this in real time. So it reappeared for about 30 seconds, bound for the mountains, and then disappeared. What is this? we have a private jet that could be spoofing because it's got a black line. So that could be a spoofed, not real location. Absolutely fascinating stuff. I'm gonna set a timer for 5 more minutes. You guys hop in with whatever comments you want. If you got any last minute super chats, now is the time. We'll do 5 minutes. We've done this for a long time tonight. And then we will be back to our regular scheduled programming tomorrow. Yeah, a lot of people are very curious where this plane just ended up. That was crazy. That was absolutely insane. It was there, disappeared, reappeared, and then was gone. So I'll pull this off the screen for now. As we wait to see if any more updates come in. You simply never know what is going to happen. But I think the people saying it is going to the bunkers, which is most of you, I think is correct. I think it is bound for the bunkers. I'll end the poll. 85% of you said it is bound for the bunkers, which means they think strikes are going to happen at some point in the near future. Well, guys, it has been fun. I will be back tomorrow with the regular scheduled programming. I appreciate y'all. You guys are amazing. We will continue to do the Tuesday night lives. We felt, well, I should say I felt, because I do this by myself, but I felt that it was important, given what we know, what was happening with the strikes, that we come in here and we do this with you guys. So thank you very much for being here. As always, it's been an awesome show, and I loved hanging out with you guys. I will see you all tomorrow. You guys take care, and you all have a great night.